Hello, and welcome to Scars of Disorder, episode 13, I believe. Yes, 13.
Who's gonna die this episode?
Who's gonna die this episode? How are y'all doing? Any plumbing issues?
No, my plumbing is fine.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom today.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very good.
I am famously regular.
Everyone knows how regular Nick is.
I had an insane plumbing experience. No toilets were involved, so anyone listening, there's no need for a toilet warning. It was a toiletless plumbing issue. It was all confined. Well, it wasn't all confined to the shower, but I'll tell you all right. So, the shower that I have in my place here, it's been known to cause some problems, right? I've been gone.
Danny's been known to break the shower multiple times.
Whoa. We can't just. It's an old shower, man. But I've been gone for a while, about 4 months, I think. And on New Year's, some people had to use a shower, and something happened with it, and so it was fixed, but it wasn't touched since New Year's. So then, this morning,
So it's
I
like 2
take a
months
shower.
as of this recording.
It's a long time
Yes.
in the Midwest too.
Yes. So then, this morning, I go to take a shower. It's a beautiful shower, a wonderful shower experience. I think I sang the same chorus of a song about 17 times. It was wonderful. After the shower, I turn the shower off. The water doesn't stop coming out. You're supposed to. It's for anyone who doesn't know. It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to stop coming out of
Yeah, when you
the
tighten.
nozzle when you
Yeah.
close it.
Yeah, I guess
It
you're right.
didn't. And so then me and my roommate slash really good friend slash landlord decided to. He's like, "Hey, let me try fixing this." And so we turn off the water, turn it on. He's like, "Hey, I can fix this myself." So we go try to we try to fix it. He has me go downstairs and he yells at me to turn on the water, and it seems to be fine. And suddenly the water stops. He's like, "Okay, I think it's fine." I'm like, "Okay." So I start coming upstairs. Before I'm able to get fully upstairs, I hear from the bathroom him yell, "Daddy!" And I sprint, almost falling down the stairs back to the water valve to shut it off. And I'm in the basement, and I just hear water dripping. I'm like, "Oh no, oh God." And so I go upstairs expecting the worst. It wasn't that bad. Thankfully, he wasn't standing right in front of the nozzle because the nozzle shot off and
Oh, wow.
impacted the wall on the other side
Yeah,
of the shower.
What
Gotta
did
really-
you-
that could have really hurt him.
Ah,
I just
Well,
want to be
it's-
clear.
yeah.
He did not have it. There's no reason for this man. I know this man, very good friend of ours. No reason to think that he could handle this plumbing job.
Yeah.
You gotta save those bucks, Nick.
You gotta say
I live literally 20 minutes away and have experience with all sorts of home fixing DIY stuff. Didn't hear a single message about this.
Yep. Until after.
Yeah, actually, till
You got one
just
after.
minutes ago.
I would like to take this opportunity to throw Danny further under the bus.
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
hey, come on, man.
Am I allowed to? Can I take this opportunity?
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
just
no,
no.
I'm
I
asking,
am the GM.
I'm asking Nick and Monroe and Sam's.
You're not even asking me.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Just know I'm the GM of this campaign.
I understand. Danny takes might be the longest shower of any person I know in my entire life.
Whoa.
So, if you were in and out, 10-minute shower, this probably wouldn't happen.
You don't know that? You don't know that? Are you a plumber?
To be fair,
I
Danny has
Let me-
taken really long showers everywhere I've seen him take a shower, and there's only
Mhm.
the one time where it exploded. So-
That's a good point. That's fair, Nick.
My whole life I've
Also-
been taking.
To be fair to Danny, our friend has a track record with breaking water
Really?
fixtures, just in general.
That's
In our
funny.
office, when we worked together, he snapped the spigot off of a water cooler, and it just
That's
started
impressive.
dumping water into the middle of the office. Very funny. And then later, at the same job, he ripped off the faucet from just one of the sinks in the break room.
Yeah,
He just ripped it off. I have no idea how he did it.
he
or
really
why.
he really gives Nick Miller from New Girl more than I think anyone.
I can see that. I have my own water horror story, like plumbing horror story.
Oh no.
This is like the first apartment that when I was married that we rented, and we were like we chaperoned a homeschool dance, which is already a funny way to start this story.
Yeah.
We were bartending. So we were like making like sodas, right? Like we're just like pouring cups of soda for people. And we get back home and I'm like in our room. My wife is like in the bathroom, I think showering. And I'm sitting on our bed and water starts dripping on me from the ceiling.
Oh, I remember this.
And then all of a sudden, the roof just breaks because the pipes from our neighbors above us broke and just flooded our entire room. Our bed got soaked, mold, obviously. Thankfully, we had renter's insurance, but we had to like wait for them to like, it takes a while for them to like send the people and like look at everything and like send me the money. So like we had to sleep on a pull-out mattress in the couch in our living room for like a month. And that's my story. That's my water plumbing story.
If I were you, I would have like been like, this is the end times.
Mm.
Straight to worst case scenario. I'm like, there is a demonic figure breaking in through the ceiling.
I was worried that our pipes had broken because she was in the shower.
Oh,
Thank God it wasn't us; it was them, and so insurance paid.
It was
for
their
everything.
pipes.
I think
vendor
insurance
paid.
probably would have paid if our pipes had broke too. But
Yeah.
Yeah, pipes shouldn't do that regardless.
pipes should not break, guys. Pipes should hold water. Yeah.
For anyone listening, pipe shouldn't break, nozzles shouldn't explode.
I'm glad we established this for our listeners.
And
Yeah.
Danny's landlord shouldn't fix your shower.
No.
It's not about whether or not he should or shouldn't.
Ugh. Yeah, but yeah. My question stands. Any plumbing issues?
Everyone is shaking their head no. So
All right. Yeah.
I think that means we need to learn about different waterworks.
Yeah.
That's from a waterbender.
Oh,
Maybe we can create some plumbing issues.
maybe. Well, you might not have any plumbing issues, but you got Earth Sage issues. Them being missing.
Thanks, Danny.
You know,
That was
I like
a
to-
C. I think that was a C.
I like to make my segues be like the guy who made segues when he was trying to show how fast they can break.
My favorite story.
Yes. I want to make it my goal to at least once a month reference Nick's story of that.
The guy, inventor of the Segway. Look it up.
Yes, look it up. But y'all, y'all are y'all ready to hop on in
You betcha.
to the Four Nations? If you're even there right now.
Yeah.
Ominous.
Previously on Scars of Disorder, our young heroes crash landed into a spooky, mist-veiled jungle. After exploring for a little bit, they ran into a large and terrifying panther ray, causing the group to separate. Miraculously, May, with some help of Ling, was able to ride upon the back of the creature and calm it. Though this period of rest did not last long before Teto came running back toward May and Ling because he was being chased by some unseen figures in the trees. Meanwhile, Haru began seeing visions of the Fire Lord and some large serpentine figure in the trees before running into the rest of the group. Luckily, the figures chasing them turned out to be a group of air nomads called the Balu Spiral, led by brother and sister monks Harmong and Pamashon. Or Pamashon. I'm so sorry, Sam. Is Pamashon? Pamashon?
It is what it is, man.
Heck yeah. After meeting the rest of the air nomads, among whom was monk Zadi, an old friend of Teto's from his spiral, The group was told of an old spiritual site within the jungle called the Singing Path, currently being protected by an air nomad named Gyamtsen, the Balu Spiral, and the Spirit Rong against a group of Dao Fei called the Ghost Tigers. Hamishon agreed to help the young benders find their lost Earth sages in return for them helping Gyamtsen and the Spiral drive the Ghost Tigers out of the Singing Path. We open on a still shot of a tiny squirrel frog on a lily pad, somewhere in the mist-veiled jungle of the creeping meadow. We linger on this peaceful scene for a moment before suddenly a large gaping maw emerges from the water, engulfing both the frog and the lily pad. The camera pans up as we shift to see the everyday duties of the Balu Spiral in and around their hanging tree huts, lifting crops from below using makeshift pulley systems, hammering spiles into large sugar kapaks to extract the sweet, refreshing liquid from within. We zoom in to a large, shallow bowl of water being carried by one of the monks until the entire frame is taken up by the liquid within the bowl. The reflection of the misty jungle against the water begins to shift to a reflection of a forest touched by the sunrise as we pan out to a new scene of the past. Somewhere deep in the western woodlands of the Earth Kingdom, the urban spiral stirs. Mist hangs close to the ground, and the air fills with the scent of mushrooms and wild onion porridge. Elders gather for their morning stretches as children weave their way between tents, half focused on their daily chores as they laugh with their friends. Teto sits with his breakfast untouched. Next to him, Gausatin's speculation about which spiritual site Teto stumbled upon yesterday barely reaches his ears. We've already crossed the strait, so I don't think that we're in Heibai's territory anymore. We are closing in on Omashu, but I'm sure the monks didn't mention a spiritual site this far out. I went back over my notes from their lectures on the southwestern region last night. On the other side of Teto, Zadi smirks. What night don't you review your notes? Some nights I don't, replied Gausatin. That means she's already reviewed them during the day, chirps Tepelar, wandering into their circle. He smiles at Gausatin before he turns to Teto. Hey, Teto, the big monks want to see you. They want to talk to you about your vision. Teto looks up as if just becoming aware of his friends surrounding him. Tepelar asks, what exactly did you see?
I didn't really see it until the very end. It started with a weird mixture of smells, and that made my head all confused. I looked up to a hill over the lake, and there it was. A golden swan, but it didn't have any eyes. Instead, it had a face on its body. I looked at it for what felt like a second and forever at the same time. And then boom, it was dusk. I don't know what happened, but somehow I lost most of the day.
Weird, says Tepelar. Well, they want to see you. Teto slowly picks his way through the temporary home of the urban spiral, and as he approaches the circle of tents in the middle of the camp, his stomach fills with butterfly mice. But before he can turn away, Monk Loth comes up behind him and lays a guiding hand on his shoulder. Teto, let's go. No goofing around this time. Monk Orban is waiting to speak to you. Loth leads Teto to Monk Orban's tent. A wave of incense and the scent of spindle fern poultice escapes as he lifts the flap to enter. In the center of the tent, the wizened Monk Orban gently smiles. Ah, Teto. Yes, come in, come closer. You've had quite the experience, I hear.
It was unique. I've seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Ah, yes. Uncommon, certainly, but not unique, says Monk Orban. Tell me, what happened? Teto relays his story, and the old monk closes his eyes as he listens. When Teto finishes, Monk Orban smiles again. This is exciting for you.
I mean, every day is a little exciting for me. New things happen all the time.
Of course, but this might even be a little extra exciting, even for you, Teto. You saw a wondrous spirit. Though you are not the first to encounter it, you are the first from our spiral in many years. You have been visited by Ao, who watches all journeys. This spirit is kindred to the mission of our spiral, of all the spirals put in motion by blessed Avatar Yang-Chen. Air nomads are the truest form of airbenders. We walk in connection with the four nations to maintain harmony between the revered physical sites important to the spirits and the humans who are born of this world. When Ao appears to an air nomad, it signals that a great journey is near at hand. Hearing this, Teto begins to sweat.
A great journey. Will we have to change our plans and reroute our spiral?
No. The Orban spiral will continue towards Full Moon Bay. You, however, will be setting out on your own.
I don't understand. On my own?
Physically, you will be separate from us, but you will always carry the air nomad culture with you, not only in your mannerisms, but in our teachings as well.
Monk Orban, I don't know if...
It would be so simple a choice, young Teto. A great spirit has visited you. In the customs of our people, this means you are slated for great adventure. You must find out what Ao, who watches old journeys, wants of you. Why did the spirit select your journey to watch? There is something coming, young Teto, but we cannot know what it is. The only way to discover this is to walk the path in front of you.
I wouldn't know where to start.
We never do. We can never be sure of anything, Teto. And that's okay. As a member of my spiral, I hope that you would understand that we go where the wind blows us. So, young Teto, it is now your job to feel the wind. Monk Orban fixes Teto with his gaze. Do you remember when your cohort learned how to still yourself and feel the world around you with your airbending? As I remember, you were only able to take this technique so far. Why this is, I wonder. My observation is that you exist pulled between those who you care about and an ingrained fear that causes you to run and shrink. For you to truly understand how to use this sightless detection, you must hold yourself steady in the midst of the storm, completing whatever task is at hand without being pulled towards others or pushed away because of fear. Do you understand what I'm asking of you, Teto?
I believe I do. Thank you, Monk Orban.
Teto, I appreciate your effort. Even if you don't fully understand, the true meaning will reveal itself in time. Experience is the best teacher, and you're about to experience things you could not even begin to imagine. The scene fades out as we open up to see Teto back in the creeping meadow among the Balu Spirals camp. Teto, what are you doing? Who are you with?
I think that he'll be with maybe... I think he'll be falling into the rhythms of the camp and trying to help out as he can. So whether it be doing some chopping of some vegetables or some clearing of some spaces, he's going to ingratiate himself with these other monks. He wants to show that as a monk of another spiral that he can keep up and have a good face.
I love it. And it's you can sense that it's greatly appreciated by the other monks. At one point, Zadi goes up to him and goes, making yourself right at home, huh?
Oh, you know it. I mean, like, it's funny to be doing chores instead of ducking them. But I feel a sense of responsibility being out here to make sure that these other monks and airbenders think good of us from the Orban spiral. I mean, again, you're doing a great job, Zadi, because you can really do no wrong. But at the same time, they don't know me. So 2 Orban monks or 2 Orban spiral kids doing good over here, I think it's better than 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Zadi begins, inspired by your words, helping out with what you're doing as well. Um, May, what are you doing? Are you like, it's the next morning? Are you like hanging out with your new large friend, or what are you doing?
I am actually. That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
I think I'm trying to get him more comfortable with me. So it's just kind of like hanging out and trying to look what he's looking at, and you know how like cats or dogs, they just kind of like they look out the window for like hours. You don't know what they're doing. They're just staring out. Sometimes you're like
Yeah.
questioning if they're even like awake. So I
Yeah.
think May's like trying to see what like he sees, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it almost is as if he's just looking off into nothing, you know? He like
Yeah.
turns
And
around, like at something.
yeah,
You
and every
almost get
once in a
this
while.
sense that he's like sensing something that you can't, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think at one point, at some point, Tacho, as you're with Zadi doing chores, you notice the path that the monks are taking are sort of they're making a path to like avoid May with her very large panther ray. So yeah, you see May not too far away, just chilling with her panther ray.
Hey, May. Zadi, have you met May? I think you all would get along great, actually.
Yeah, we met when you all were introduced to Harwang and Pamashon. Yeah, hey, I'm Zadi.
Yeah. I'm just like looking out and yeah, I'm May. And you know, like staring, like if he twitches, he's like, you know, May kind of reacts to that.
That's actually astonishing. I didn't even know that panther rays were tameable.
Oh, I guess I didn't either. I wouldn't say like I tamed him. We have like an understanding, and I guess, you know, I gave him a choice. He didn't have to be here.
I respect that. Tato knows obviously that, you know, aeronomads, we have a tendency to form connections with flying bison, so maybe you got a little air nomad in you, Mame.
That'd be crazy, May. What if you were from another spiral too? The May spiral.
No.
Okay.
Let's cut. What are Lingrong and what are Haru doing?
I think Ling just cuts into this scene and goes like, I
Nice.
find that exceedingly unlikely.
You don't know, Ling. I like, to be honest, I guess you know, May, I don't know much about your past. You don't have like a last name. I just kind of know you by your first name. So maybe your first name is your last name. Ling, you seem to have two names, but I think they're like the same. Like, is it the same first name, or is
It's
it?
just two syllables of the same name. Ling Rong is one name.
Okay, and so you know.
Well, you
it's
know,
possible.
Teto, you also only have one name.
Yeah, but I'm Teto of the Orbun Spiral. It tells people where I'm from. That's like the full title, you know.
Okay, all right.
So I am Teto of the Orbun Spiral. Ling, you are Ling Rung of
nowhere.
Okay. That's
we talking names here?
That's not a place, is it?
Well, where I'm from doesn't exist anymore, so doesn't matter.
Interesting. Yeah. Yes. Haru, we are talking names. Teto is extremely self-conscious in this moment.
Yeah, I told you Haru's fine.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
I am. So, all right. Maybe it's time to say this. There is a real Haru. I am pretending to be Haru.
Yeah, I
Right.
was wondering about that because people kept recognizing you and you were talking about like all the songs and you're very good at the music. Like I love it and but then you said this other thing, it just wasn't adding up in my mind.
Yeah, he's a real musician from the Earth Nation, Earth Kingdom. Sorry.
I'd figured it was something like that, just because
Yeah.
I'd heard of horror, at least to some extent, before.
Zadi speaks out. Wait, I'm confused. You just took someone else's name?
Hey, you don't need to be asking questions, right?
Oh,
That's not
Hey,
really what
You know,
where we're at with
curiosity is an okay thing to have. It's actually considered a superpower by some, by many cats.
Correct,
Yeah.
but it is rude to pry, Tato.
Yeah. So let me use that superpower. You just took someone else's name?
Uh,
All right.
yeah. Let's say that. Yeah.
All right.
How about he liked the name and then decided to also use it? What is it? It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Zadi thinks for a bit. Holds out a hand to shake Haru's. I like that. You like something, you take it. Good on you.
Haru looks incredibly uncomfortable now that the conversation has turned to how he got this name.
All right. You don't shake
Anyway,
hands. Never mind.
May, did you have a last name or a moniker or something of that?
No, I'm just
Oh.
May.
I figured. That tracks. All right. Well, let's go die. I mean, go to the death field. I mean, talk to the leaders of the spiral to go on a suicide mission.
Yeah, as you say that, I think it sounds like you guys are like on the ground, right below the hanging tree huts.
Mhm.
From up above, you hear someone yell something. You hear some of the monks begin shouting, "Oh my gosh, it's Gamson. She's left the path. Come on, let's go down to her." And you turn to see where they're looking at, and you see this tall monk as she begins walking, emerging from the mist down the way, as several of the monks, among whom are Harmung and Pamashon, begin lowering themselves down to greet Monk Yemsen.
All right, I really want to know what's going on, but also we have no reason to greet this woman, so let's just quietly make our way over.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
As you start making your way over, some of the monks that are passing you begin speaking, and among them you begin hearing them talk about how it's very strange and surprising that Giemsen is coming here now, given that she's never once visited the Spirals camp or even left the singing path since they've arrived to help her. As you guys get to her, it sounds like Tetra says, "Hello."
And I think he's going to turn to his crew. It sounds like this is a pretty big deal. She's almost like a celebrity and doesn't come here. We should get closer.
Sounds like something went wrong.
It feels like it's immediately going to be our problem. So fantastic.
As you push your way through the crowd of monks, Giemsen immediately takes notice of you all, and her demeanor is kind yet inquisitive as she walks up to you and begins to introduce herself. Hello, my name is Giemsen. You must be the new arrivals.
Yes, I'm Teto of the Orbun Spiral, and he looks at his companions.
Ling Rung of Nowhere. Nice to meet you.
I wouldn't say that second part.
Oh. Ling Rung. Pleasure to meet you.
Haru. Just
May.
Haru.
Just May.
And those
As
are our
you'll-
names.
As you all introduce yourselves, she takes a moment to examine each of you, but she takes special notice of Teto as her gaze lingers on him for a little longer than the others, before smiling and turning to Pamashon and Harmung. I'm glad to see how well your spiral is getting along here in the jungle. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to visit, but the ghost tigers are a persistent nuisance, leaving little time to do anything else than pursue them. Still addressing the monks, but while addressing them, turning to examine our 4 young benders here. Wrong has told me of a shift in the winds of our duty here, and that help has arrived. And so they've sent me to fetch our new friends. Parmesan says,
Teto looks at the crew and does the crazy eyebrows.
I love it.
Talking about us.
Did you do this? Do that this whole time with your?
It's an airbending technique with the eyebrows.
Not important. Sorry.
Parmesan goes, "Oh, that's wonderful. So I guess you could just bring them there. Then that's amazing. I always forget that Wrong actually speaks to you."
Okay. Wait, I'd like a quick like just a conversation with all the parties present.
All the air nomads turn and look at you.
Oh, okay, everyone. All right. I just there's what are we doing exactly? We're gonna go into your spirit maze, right? We have a guide, which is nice.
Find the ghost tigers.
Find the ghost tigers.
Yes,
and kick
Haru
them
has it exactly right. Gamson says.
Okay, and then you'll help us find our friends.
Yes. Gamson at first looks confused at that, but then Parmesan is like nodding yes, and Gamson's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, I'll help you with anything you'd like."
Can I make the request that y'all start searching for this shack now? Because the longer that we let the Earth Sages, our friend, stay there. I'm tired. I'm real tired.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
trying to keep
we'll
track
do
of
the
everything.
We'll just do the thing. It's fine, Haru. Don't worry about it.
If
we are defenders of one of the few remaining Earth Sages in the Earth Kingdom. He's just disappeared. Someone has absconded with him. We need help finding him. It is as spiritually significant, I suppose, as what you are doing. Feels like a fair trade that we help each other out. I just feel like I'm not actually detecting like the level of commitment to our side of things.
Gamson ponders for a while. She goes, "That's an incredibly honorable duty that you put upon yourselves, and we will do all we can to help." At this point, Harmong speaks up and he goes, "Yes, one of you mentioned us looking while you're gone. I've already tasked some of our monks to go and search. So hopefully,
his name is Haru.
Yes, thank you, Haru. So hopefully, by the time we get back, we might have a little bit more of a lead on where they are."
Fantastic. Let's go.
Yeah, things really seem to be working out.
Yeah, don't say that out loud, Teto.
Well, I just feel that way. So we're all working together.
Harmon goes, "Thankfully,
how about I'll
we're in a
rephrase
jungle,
it?
So
Seems like we're all really working together.
That's okay. All right.
Fair.
Harmon goes, "Thankfully, we're in a jungle, so there's plenty of wood to knock on." But
what is?
Hmm?
Why would we knock on it?
Are there
In order
creatures
to not-
inside other than panther rays?
Gamson speaks out, goes, "Well, perhaps we should begin making our way. Are you all prepared? Do you need to make any last-minute preparations? Feed yourselves?"
No, we
Oh.
ate earlier.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't, but I'm not really that hungry. So.
Yeah. Can I just talk to Haru and Ling and Teto real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I'll
Okay.
just wait here. As at this point, the rest of the monks begin to disperse, and Gamson is just sort of just standing there, completely still.
Okay. Yeah. Do we trust these guys? They say they're going to look, while we're doing our thing. Do we trust them? Is it something to consider to maybe possibly have one of us make sure they're looking? Like, what is this the best thing that we should be doing right now?
Of course we should trust them. Look, they're a spiral. They're a little bit different than my spiral, but monks always do what they're supposed to do, is what I've been told.
Great. I do think that we can trust them to some extent. We also just don't have any other options. It's going to take us forever to find anything in this forest without the assistance of people who are very familiar with it. We kind of just don't have a choice. Which they have made remarkable effort to take advantage of, which is not super,
Monastic.
doesn't give me a lot of, I wasn't going to say that, but yes.
I mean, I don't trust him, but there's rarely anyone I do trust. But I'm with Ling Rong. I think if we went to go search for the shack on our own, we'd probably never find it. They've at least got a chance, so I think we got to help them out.
Also, I always think there's the possibility that the shack might be on this path. Like paths, they lead to things. Maybe it's leading to a shack.
I honestly cannot argue with that logic.
There literally could be anything in there.
Yeah, it's really they don't even seem to know, which also I have many problems with that we do not have time to address, which is frustrating.
Well, things of a spiritual nature, they can be hard to put your finger on. Sometimes these things are not meant for us of this world to know, but rather to experience.
I'm going to be honest with you, Teto. I have no idea what you're saying. I'll
That's
keep
fine.
working on it, though. I'll turn that over for a while in the old brain cave, then I'll get back to you.
All right, but just about it should be addressed. I don't trust these guys. I just think it's weird that.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think
Well,
we should do?
I don't know. I see your point exactly, and I agree with you. We should stick together, and we should do this. We have no other choice. But I just thought it might be good to just regroup and just talk about whether or not we trust these guys fully, so we know if we're on the same page or not.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we want someone to keep an eye on them, perhaps, and like tug his shirt open, and the singing groundhog will pop up and be like, "I meant to thank y'all for bringing this thing back to me. By the way, I named him King."
Hey, little buddy, it's good to see you again. I can see that you're a little bit grumpy. Do you, Haru? I think have you been feeding him? Because
Of course, I've been feeding him.
he seems cranky. So
Yeah, he's always kind of like that.
I don't know. He seems fine to me.
He sneers at Teto and smiles at Ling.
Look at him.
Didn't you drop him from like way up in the sky? He was telling me about that.
a lot of stuff has happened.
telling you?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
All right, let's.
I mean, sorry, we're getting off track. I'm saying
We
King,
are.
I could have King keep an eye on them.
Oh, his name is
Alright.
King.
He's not yet King.
Oh, that sounds
That's great.
like my name. All right. Well, yes. Thank you, King, for keeping an eye on these individuals.
Right. Yeah, he does a backflip off of Haru onto the floor, stands up straight and does a salute. He goes,
Haru salutes him back.
Before we go back to the group, can I ask you all something? When we're out, like going on the singing path with these other air nomads, can you all like be cool, like maybe like not be too violent, not kill people? This is just a favor for me because air mode, we're just, it's not a thing that we really do in our
Right.
culture.
Well, I am also a pacifist now, And so obviously I'm not going to do that.
I
Yes.
promised I will try not to kill someone.
Me
That-
too.
That'd be great. Thanks. This is great. This is gonna work out great.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And May just like waves over to Panther Ray and is like, all right, let's go.
Does it follow?
Love it. You turn to Gamps and it looks like she hasn't moved a muscle. Goes, all right. Are you all ready? All right. well,
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh yeah,
this way.
sure.
Oh.
One last thing, and Teto's gonna turn to Zodi and he's gonna say, "Remember, gulpies," and he's going to change the air pressure around her head so that she is all de-equalized and she needs to like gulp in air.
Oh, no. Oh, God. I hate that.
See you soon.
What did you do to her?
It's just a little trick where you change the things around their head and they have to go.
Can you do that while we're fighting people?
What? No,
That
it's
would be
just a gag.
No, that would be highly effective.
Yeah, they could really throw someone's, sense of balance, and their ability to respond to threats.
We do a quick montage throughout the generations of air nomads, and eventually seeing as I hear the use of final form of this technique.
Like, that's basically what it is.
It's the same thing, but way worse.
Giamsen notices the Panther Ray, goes, "Oh yeah, you have a big friend. Hello." And she holds out her hand to pet the Panther Ray, and surprisingly, the Panther Ray welcomes with a nudge into her hand as she pets the Panther Ray.
That was somewhat surprising.
All right, let's get a move on. And she begins leading you guys through the jungle.
As the camera cuts, you just hear, "So what's this about knocking on wood?" Teddy was at an airbender there. But we don't need to explore that. That's just
What's a cat?
yeah.
What's just a cat? We're talking about curiosity. And
Oh
cat.
yeah.
And it's like, what's a cat?
Yeah, it's a cat.
As you guys follow Gamson, is there anything you want to do? Any questions you want to ask Gamson? Any conversations you want to have?
I think that as we're walking, if there's distance put between Yemsen and the rest of the group, Teto does want to go and seek out some advice from her.
Mm. Yeah, what do you say? What do you do?
He's going to go up to Yemsen, and he's had a conversation with the rest of the crew sort of about, being on their best behavior and not using violence excessively. But I don't think that he fully trusts their answers. Like, I will try to do my best. Ling is like, I am now a pacifist. Okay, all right. So air of skepticism there.
Yeah.
I was the whole time.
And so he's going to try to seek out some advice from an air nomad elder to just kind of talk through the situation with these new people who have different ways.
Yeah. So you approach her and you say those things. She goes, Techo, I understand how you can be troubled by this. What
It's
are
just
you
that
afraid of?
Well, I mean, the way that we were raised is that physical violence is never going to solve our problems. It's not an actual means to an end. It creates more hurt. It doesn't solve things. Like the way that we solve things in the spirals is through conversation, compromise, and communication.
Yes, that is true. That is our main method of handling conflict, of handling problems, obstacles, yes. But what happens when all of those have been seemingly exhausted?
I mean, like I don't know. I guess I've never been to that point yet. It's always, I guess, being around Haru and Mei and Lingrong, I've seen them do things that I don't necessarily agree with, and things that I'm not sure if I could do myself to other people. It has, in some ways, opened up other opportunities, but I am also just unsure as to how effective it's going to be in the long run to be violent to other people.
I see that, Teto. And I see you and I see your friends, and when I look at them, I know that they truly do need you, Teto. Because as I've said, there are moments where all other options are exhausted. And someone needs to make that hard decision. But you, being such an honorable and bright air nomad, they need you to bring them back to the correct path, to help them use the methods they're used to for the right things, to not resort to them as quickly as they might have used to. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so. I just, at times, I don't know if they respect me in that way, because they're capable of doing these feats where I haven't been able to yet. Like I wonder if it's me. Am I missing something? Do I not have that thing inside of me that allows Haru and Mei to do what needs to be done if other options have been exhausted? I just don't know. I feel like maybe I'm the one that's lacking.
I look at you, Teto, and I see someone full of kindness, of respect himself. And I see someone who has a great destiny laid out before them, even though you may not know what it is yet. And while you can't do anything about how others see you, you can always stay true to yourself and stay true to your path. And if you remain on this path, I think you will find that great things are in store for you and your friends.
So keep walking the path that's in front of me?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I'm already doing that, so I guess I don't have to change much.
And once again, Ling might be proficient in healing with water, but you are their healer in other ways, Teto.
And I think hearing that, Teto is feeling a sense of pride. Danny, can I
You clear trouble. Yep.
Trouble. Thank you. That's what I was trying to do.
Because you have
by seeking guidance from a mentor or powerful figure.
Yes, you can definitely clear troubled. Awesome. Very cool. Does anyone else want to do anything? Well, you're just following this monk.
Do you think they're talking about us?
Hmm?
I say that to May and Haru.
Almost
Probably.
Yeah, definitely, right? That's
Yes.
why they're like purposefully keeping a significant distance from us.
It's fine. Tedo's going through something right now. I think he
Mhm.
needs a little advice.
That's fair.
At this time, May's like writing the Panther Ray. Forgot he
I love
doesn't
it.
have a name
Yeah.
yet.
I love it. Maybe Ray.
Oh, that's cool.
May and Ray.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Romano! Oh.
I want to quickly dive into Teto's mind. Teto, how are you feeling about Gamsen's answer to that? How were you expecting an air nomad to say something like, "Sometimes the last resort is violence"?
Not really. I think that he's finding himself surrounded by circumstances that he hadn't really considered when he was with his spiral. And like he said, he feels like he's lacking something. But he's also not. I think what he's also taking from the conversation is that he's not going to push one way or another right now. I think he's going to keep proceeding in the way and in a sense having faith in the journey that he's on. But there is a sense that maybe he needs an edge. Maybe he needs I think there's a question in his mind. If he were pushed to violence, could he complete the action if it were required of him? And he's unsure. And I think he was going to Gemsen to see if his inner pacifism, which he's really relied on as comfort, would be reinforced. And she didn't do that, which is weird for him.
Interesting. Very interesting. As you follow Gamsen, you arrive.
Question.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. No. You're good. Yeah.
In the time that we had to like rest, would we have had the chance to recenter ourselves?
I forgot. I know Justin and I spoke about this, but I forgot exactly what we landed on.
So by the book, it does say it probably takes more than a day.
Okay.
To recenter yourself. That being said, my pushback to Danny when we were talking about that is in these actual plays, when we're trying to like get to action quickly, how often do we have multiple days?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can probably count on one hand over 2 campaigns when we've had multiple days of downtime.
Like, yeah. I mean, the first campaign, it was just the mid-season break.
Yeah.
We had multiple days. Yeah.
The first season of Flying Bison podcast was only 2 days.
Yeah. So
I think
yeah. So I think I'm gonna rule that you guys can recenter yourselves whenever you're able to like rest at these like hubs, these like social hubs, like we're in an RPG, right? So I think you guys, I think I'm gonna rule that maybe there will be some point in the future where I'm like, I don't think you guys would be able to recenter yourselves here.
Sure.
But unless you think, oh, my character wouldn't have recentered themselves over last night, you guys could have recentered yourselves sleeping in the Balu Spirals camp. So if you want, you can go ahead and do that. And yeah, is that all you had for questions, Nick?
Yes, that's all I was wondering.
All right, awesome. Yes. So at some point, you guys arrive at the spiritual site, almost like without even realizing it, because you come across this what looks like a wall within the jungle covered in moss and vines. But as you get right up against it, you look up, and it seems to be this massive stone wall about 80 feet high. And you look to either direction, and it just seems to be just shooting out into either direction. Giemson shows you guys that you can actually use the vines latching onto the wall to climb, as she begins ushering you to scale up the wall with her. She goes, "If any of you fall, I can break your fall, and you can just try again."
Okay, I'm pretty used to scaling things like this, so
All right, perfect.
I'm quite fine. Thank you.
Come on. Ooh. She looks at May. I'm not sure if your friend is going to.
Haru, can you do the thing where you like you just raise the earth?
Yeah, I was about to say I could just do that,
Sorry.
and I'll create a little platform under Ray Romano.
You do not get to name him.
It's too late. It's
Or
too
her.
late.
Earth Evader.
Name them.
I love it. Yeah, Sam said in the chat, Earth Evader. Yeah. I don't even need to roll for that. You can just go ahead
A
and do it.
classic airbending technique.
Giemson goes, "Oh, lovely. Yes, let's go." As
Ling
you
climbs
begin-
up the ropes or the vines anyways. Just
Nice. I love
just
it.
got something to prove now.
I love it. I love it. Maybe like at some point in the middle, you hang off with one hand as the wind blows your hair.
Yeah, just like old times.
Like May
Um,
on top of the panther ray just kind of slowly goes up and just like looks at her like, and it's
Yeah,
going.
getting tired there, Ling Rung.
No, I really am quite used to this.
Does Teto go
It
on
is-
the Earth
it's
Evader,
pretty-
or does he
It's pretty
climb?
long.
How does Gimson get up?
Giemson climbs up with incredible proficiency. It seems like she's almost using like air stepping to aid in her scaling the wall.
Okay, that feels like cheating. Just saying.
I think Teto would want to attempt that as well.
Oh, I love it. Is this something Teto's ever done before?
Probably not.
All right, so we're gonna need a roll. Go ahead and give me a push your luck.
Push my luck.
How tall is this? Because I
80
feel
feet.
like
Oh,
I feel
There-
like I would need to roll to do an Earth Evader too. That's
Yeah,
tall.
because I said
80
it's something you haven't
feet
done.
over Earth?
Yeah, but give me a roll. Haru, give me a rely on your skills and training.
I want to say like halfway, 40 feet. Ling's confidence immediately drops because that is like four
You,
times
like, look down,
taller
yeah.
than
Yeah.
anything she's ever climbed. Ship masts are not that tall.
I
Yeah,
got
since,
I got a 7 + 1 on my push my luck.
Nice. I think at some point, as you're trying to like follow after Giemson doing the way she's doing it, at first, like you're like, oh, this is working. Like something like you're just pushing the air beneath your feet to like propel you as you're scaling up the various vines. But at some point, your foot gets caught in one of the vines that's latched to the wall, as you completely lose your grip on the vines as you fall back and you begin falling from the wall.
It's
Can
a
I-
wall fall.
Push a little bit of stone out from the Earth Evader to catch him.
Yeah, can I just fall on on Haru and May?
Yeah, so what'd you get, a 7?
I got a 7 + 1. I got an 8.
8. Okay, I mean, if it seems like Haru has a way to try to help.
Oh yeah, I'll
I-
do that. Yeah, I'll mark 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's
Then it's
but
a 9. so
on a hit, I do it, but it costs me to scrape by. So I'm still able to do what she's doing.
yeah.
But maybe it's
But
not
in
as
this
I'm not gonna
in-
fail.
Yeah, in this instance, you're falling with like your foot caught in a vine, so you're not gonna like fall to the ground, but you'd be dangling from a vine.
What
So I
Sam
can
is
take that.
saying.
I'll
what's-
take
what-
dangling.
Oh, okay. What Sam is saying is that he does it on a hit.
Yeah,
So like he gets up, just like Gengchen does.
Maybe the cost
You
to scrape by
can't
is-
negate the hit. You can't negate them doing the thing.
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
so
part of it was I
in my
wanted to
so in my thought, I was like, what he wants to do is just do the air stepping that Gamson was doing.
Okay.
What here?
Is-
I'll
is-
argue it like this. I want to show Giemson that I'm cool and I can do cool airbending stuff.
I think you showed her that. And I also did say that if you were to fall, that Gamson would help break your fall. And so I think she does take notice of that, and she sees you dangling from a vine on the wall, and she goes, "Oh no!" As she begins conjuring some air to help lift you up to regain your footing.
And Teto is embarrassed. I saw you doing that thing, and I was going to do it too, and I guess I need to keep practicing.
It's all right. I'm incredibly impressed. Have you done this before?
No, but monks of the Orbun Spiral were naturally gifted. I think is what they've told
incredibly
me.
impressed, Techo. With some practice, I'm sure that you'll be a master of this in no time.
Link crests the top of the cliff. It was so much further than I thought.
Yeah. As
And slowly over the camera, the heads of May and Haru, and
Yeah.
they're just slowly view.
Yeah. I don't think I need a rely on your skills and training roll from Haru. The wall's also made of stone.
I rolled a 10. So.
You rolled a 10? Yeah, you're good. You're good. I was also gonna say the wall's made of stone.
Oh yeah, it'd be so easy. I'm
Yeah.
basically making like steps. I'm just making like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. As you get to the top of this wall, you are all astonished at the sight of a massive network of stone walls and deep canyons within the ground on the other side of this wall. This network of canyons and this like maze-like network is almost the size of a large city. You all wonder how it's been possible that so few have been able to happen upon this great wonder of the world.
Whoa,
Giemson
how has this happened? Like, it's so crazy. It's so big, but nobody knows about it. How is that even possible?
She sort of looks up as you see the canopy from the jungle, the mist sort of does a little bit to like envelop even this massive spiritual site.
So the whole city is the path, or do we just walk the path? Or is the city what's hidden at the end of the path?
This is the singing path.
Oh.
And it's not a city, right? It's as big as a city.
It's as big as a city. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
you're good.
Pretty much, you're describing like a maze.
Yeah, it's like a network of like what looks to be like stone mazes that seem like they're almost man-made, but also like deep canyons among that as well. And Giemsen leads you guys to a set of stairs on the other side of the wall that scales down.
Gimson, why can't we just go over the top?
What would we stand on, Teto?
the earth that I can make.
Yeah, like the walls of, it just, it feels a little dark and ominous to be going down. We're up here already and we can see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so it's a 80-foot high wall that's surrounding this network of like maze and tunnels and like canyons below.
I understand. So we have to.
Yeah.
I understand.
But I think, would it be possible then to like be on top of the walls as opposed to go into the actual corridors of the maze?
I think what Danny is saying is that the 80-foot wall, we don't know how tall it is behind that wall. It's probably lower than 80 feet. Like a lot lower than 80 feet.
Right, but the walls would still be
so the wall.
walls.
Yeah, the wall
So
doesn't.
once we get
so
in,
the wall.
we could.
Yeah, so the wall doesn't connect to like the network of like mazes below. It's still 80 feet above that.
I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
What he's saying.
So we might be able to scale the walls when we get down there.
Yeah,
They're just
we'll just have
different
to-
walls.
Let's find out.
Yeah, and it's not like
I
the
mean,
stairs are leading you like inside, like even the canyons as well. It's like just leading you to the surface on the other side.
At
Okay.
the very least, maybe I could. Or can we like see? Oh, you said there's mist. We can't see. Never mind. Sorry, we're just gonna have
You
to
know-
go explore.
As well as once we finally like start working down, I think Ling would speak up and be like, you know, there was an old story that they used to say on they used to tell on the ships about, you know, an impenetrable mist that would make you forget, you know, where you were and where you came from. That you could
That's,
hear chains rattling in it.
that's crazy talk.
Well, I mean, mist is really dangerous when you're out in the water, just because you can't see, you know, the stars usually, and that's usually how you figure out where you are, where you've been.
Is there anything you can do about this mist?
Oh, I mean, in a general sense, yes. Like I can she pushes her arms out and like probably like 10 feet of area around us like clears away. But it's like I can't like
Yeah.
wipe away an entire valley's worth of mist. Don't really have that capacity.
Yeah, I think we
Feels
need
like
an
a-
avatar for that.
Yeah, it probably feels like an Avatar thing. Not quite there yet.
That's when we found out that Ling Rong is the Avatar.
Yeah, that's sorry. Like, really
What a
avatar?
drop.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like in skill, I don't think that the Avatar is actually like stronger than other people. They just have the chance to master all the elements and
Oh no, the avatar is a force to be reckoned with. Like,
well, yes, but,
Yes.
but that's just because of the you know the experience and the abilities that they have trained since birth to like
Yes.
master
Their
the
connection,
elements.
their connection with their past selves as well. Gamson speaks out.
Connection with what?
yeah,
hmm
The Avatar's ability to use not just their individual power, but the combined power of all the avatars before them.
Like all the like a bunch of ghosts,
kind of.
Have you-
Well, Matt. So, like you just said,
right?
their lifetime of training. Now, multiply that by every avatar that's ever lived.
Okay. Well, first of all, feels like cheating. Second of all, I mean that's all that it is then, really, right? Like their power is purely just from extreme amounts of experience and understanding of the various elements that they control. Which means technically anyone is capable of what the Avatar is. It's just that we aren't capable of it with all four elements.
Mm.
As you guys are talking, at some point you reach the layer of mist. It's almost like you're walking within clouds, like a roof of clouds. As you break that, and you realize that you're just about to reach the ground. As you broke through the mist covering the maze, the ambient sounds around you almost seem to like muffle as it's eerily silent down here. At this point, Gamson says, "From this point on, I'm afraid that you all must lead the way. Wrong has told me that the new friends that have arrived should be the ones to seek out what's desired in the path."
Sorry. I just really wonder. Your friend's name is Wrong, the spirit protector
Yes.
of this place? Wrong?
Yes,
Okay.
the
And
Wrong
he
is a
told
great
you
spirit
what
that
to do.
protects.
Wrong told you what to do. Just to be
Yes,
fully okay. All right.
yes.
Just wanted to just make sure I understood what was going on. So,
I've-
anybody have any ideas?
I've heard the puns before. Thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right.
Who wants to pick a direction?
I think
That
I
way.
will.
Oh, all right.
They say that the only way to discover is to walk the path that's in front of you. And Teto is going to start walking.
Oh, he meant that very literally. All right.
All
I love
right.
it. I love it. Immediately you're greeted by a nice path through, like entering into the stone maze network, but also next to it, you see what looks to be a path that leads down into a canyon.
Give me those choices again.
So you see a path that leads through almost this like garden maze-esque stone maze network, but next to it, a little far off, you see what looks to be a path down into one of those deep canyons.
Right. I would like to assess a situation.
I love it. Give me that. Give me that roll.
I got a 9 plus my 2 of creativity. So
Nice.
11.
So you can ask two questions among the list. And I believe, do you also have... Oh, you don't. Okay.
No. I'm going to go with what is my best way out, in, or through? And I guess it would be, of the two paths.
I love it. So you just want to ask that one first and then wait to hear the answer to ask the second question?
Yeah, unless you want to just give us the answer right now, because it was
I
a
love
pretty
it.
good roll.
So it was a pretty good roll. So as you're sitting there being like, which way should I take? You feel the wind begin to blow around you, Teto. And you sense where the wind's blowing from. And you feel that it's blowing from the path that leads down into the canyon.
Teto's going to take a deep breath in and remember what Monk Orban had said about going where the wind takes him. And he's going to say, we're going to go down.
All right, Teto, we trust you.
I love it. Did you have anything in mind for the second question?
I think, what should I be on the lookout for? We're in a new space. Obviously, there's a lot of craziness that could go down. It's spontaneous and unexpected. So what should we be on the lookout for?
I love it. Well, you know, for one, that there are a group of Dafe here called the Ghost Spiders. And so I think signs of them, they know that the Ghost Spiders are in fact human. So there'd be evidence of them perhaps like setting up camp here, or maybe some trails that you might notice. And you also know that there are those other air nomads that have been sent here that for some reason the Balu Spiral seem less concerned about. They're like, so those things as well. But I think Tacho, you begin to tell yourself to make sure you pay special attention to any signs of human activity here within this path.
We know that we're not alone in here. Whoever we encounter, hopefully they're friendly, but there's always a possibility that they're ghost tigers.
Teto, they might not leave the maze of their own free will.
I think we're going to have to do our best to convince them.
All right.
We'll try conversation, maybe compromise. And I really hope that it doesn't come to conflict.
I'll follow your lead.
And Teto will start walking again.
I love it. As you begin descending down the stairs that go into this canyon, the light from the world around you quickly begins to dim and go dark. But I'm sure May has her methods of fighting. At some point, the stone staired pathway turns into this stone wall on the side of the canyon as you begin descending down this tunnel. You seem to be descending for a while, but not just descending. Sometimes the stairs turn and go up as well and go back down. And this winding tunnel with stairs that go up and down, you begin going through for so long and taking so many turns that you're confused as to how deep or shallow into the earth you even are at this point. Where at some point, the stairs ascend and you feel yourself emerge from the tunnel onto the ground above again. And you see yourself surrounded by different stone pathways that are leading in every which direction as you're seemingly right within one of the maze networks.
How dark
yeah,
is it in here?
it's daytime again. It was very dark in the tunnel, but
Okay.
as you emerged, you're
In the
able to
tunnel.
see fine. It's
Okay.
daytime, but there is that everlasting fog, that mist that's above you. But you're able to see down the paths fine, well, although not too far because they tend to turn.
Mm.
Gamson says, I trust
ahead.
wherever you all decide to go.
All right, Teto is feeling the winds again. I'd like to assess
I
the
don't
situation again.
Yeah, I don't think we need another assess the situation.
Okay.
I think the wind's able to take you down a path. You're just able to
So-
follow it.
Yeah, that's what Teto wants to do. He's going to continue to trust the wind, using the wind, trusting the wind to show him where the path is.
I love it. Yeah, at some point when you guys begin to walk again, Gibson goes, one thing I will say, which you're probably all already smart enough to know this by now, we must try our best to not get separated. I don't know if Bamishon and Harmong told you this, but this maze does not seem of our world, if you will. It has a tendency to change.
I don't
Okay.
think that's any trouble. We'll totally stay together.
Yumsung, I have to ask, why does this place need defending? It's just a maze that apparently changes. It sounds like some sort of punishment for the cruel and wicked in the afterlife. Like, what could possibly require protection? It's a bunch of canyons and mist.
I mean, you prove a point, Ling, and to your point, it wasn't
I didn't agree with
always like this. The singing path used to be much simpler and a beautiful spiritual site that many people came to visit and honor various spirits. But after some time, the world changed, and with that, the people in the world changed. And I guess they, in terms of their outlook on these sites, they became more malevolent. And raids began happening. And after the ghost spiders arrived, that's the ghost tigers, I'm sorry. Once again, Danny couldn't decide between spiders or tigers, so now he's saying tigers. Wrong had decided that more precautions should be taken. And that's when the vast meadow that used to surround the singing path became a jungle because Wrong had spoken to the restless roots from within the ground. And they responded. And that's when he veiled the maze in this mist and willed it to live, if you will.
Wow. Okay. See. All right. That's a
Are
lot.
there animals in this maze? Large animals, particularly.
Large animals? I haven't seen much large animals. Every now and then you'll see a squirrel, frog, or a bird.
Okay.
Well, yes, I understand May's concerns. Don't want to be eaten by something.
Yes.
But also, sorry, I don't
No, you-
mean to keep bothering you. But
no, I'm
like,
here to answer any questions you have.
if he's powerful enough to just literally warp this entire valley, why doesn't he just stop people like himself from entering?
Mm.
Ling, that's
Um,
not necessarily how spirits work. We can't know what the machinations of a spirit is. Why they do what they do is not for humans to understand. We
But
have
has anyone asked him?
we have a duty to maintain these sites so that their true purpose, their full purpose, which we might not ever know, is can continue.
All right, okay. Sorry. Just very curious. Doesn't really
I
connect with my understanding of the world. That's all.
I appreciate both yours, Teto, and your outlook, Ling, on the spiritual side. It's fascinating. I'm sure Wrong will also find it fascinating. And you both, you Ling, you prove points.
Gonna
And
ask him.
yes, maybe if you're able to talk to him. I think that he sent me to fetch you guys for a reason. And yes, so we shall see what's in store for us.
Right. Which way do the winds take us?
What do we
Down a
encounter?
path as you find yourselves.
I see.
Dear Elf, I see, Teto. As you find yourselves walking down this stone-walled path within the singing path. Yeah, you're walking for a moment when May, you're all walking. You begin to almost like zone out a little bit as you find yourself lagging, not too far behind, but like now like at the back of the group. Probably because your big Panther Ray also doesn't want to like walk among or in front of the group, so your Panther Ray is probably like right in the back as well. When out of the corner of your eye, when you walk past a turn down this path that you're walking down along, you catch something, and when you double take, you swear for a second you see your father before he turns and steps out of sight around a corner in the distance.
Am I the only one who sees this? Does Panther Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your Panther Ray seems to just keep walking if you take pause.
Okay. So I took a pause and then I just kind of like I rushed to catch up with the Panther Ray and I just kind of like mulled over it for a bit and I just kind of like shake it off. Like
I love it.
just seeing things.
Yeah. So yeah, you shake it off. You start walking. Ling, something that you take notice of as we're walking down this path, you begin to catch the scent of something delicious and familiar. And the smell almost puts you in like a trance state as you waft in the nostalgic scent of kelp and saltfish stew, which was a classic of Simon, your ship's cook and your old friend.
Link's hungry. She didn't have breakfast.
Yeah.
She lied. She's
Is
not.
it-
She is hungry.
Yeah. And as
Yeah,
you
she
walk,
immediately just starts
um,
curving off towards the scent.
I love it. And as you walk at some point, the path forks and the rest of the group starts going in one way. And then you find the scent is taking you in another direction.
Since May's in the back, I want to like kind of grab her on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I was. I just. I don't know.
Did you see something?
No, I smelled something. My
I
Uncle
think
Simon,
it's-
I smell this cooking.
Well, I think I kind of like get quiet, and I think I saw my father back there.
Right. So it's like spirit magic and we're being messed with?
Probably. And I look back at the group, and they're still walking. I'm like, we should probably,
Yes, we should immediately
we should,
yes, rejoin them.
yeah, stick
Thank you.
together, maybe.
Yes. For sure.
And then I just kind of keep my hand on the panther ray at this point. Like
I love it. Yeah.
I'm aware that this place is starting to play tricks on us, and I feel safe with the panther ray.
I love it. Haru. Before, at this point now, I think May, the Panther Ray, and Linkrung are a little bit behind you guys because you guys probably kept walking as they paused to talk about that. Haru, you hear, probably like on the other side of the wall just next to you, the sound of a biwa being played. And the tune is also familiar.
Oh, you're trying to separate us. You're trying to separate us. See, here's the thing. I, as someone who's GM'd, know this is going to go so much more interesting if we do get separated. It's going to happen eventually, right?
Maybe.
You sound so tempted right now. It's like
I'm
so
so
siren song.
I'm tempted as someone who loves story. It's someone who's just like, what's gonna happen?
Teto from up front. Remember, nothing's gonna go wrong if we just stick together.
Yeah. And you see a little bit now, like a pretty far distance behind you, Ling, May, and the Panther, but they seem to be
catching up.
Still starting to catch up.
It's down like another alley?
No, it seems to be like just behind the wall right next to you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Like a little muffled by the wall right next to you.
Can I?
It's a stone wall.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I just like yank the wall down? Or like create a little door inside the wall?
Yeah.
Turns the handle, opens it.
Yeah. You make a little doorway through the wall and the sound is a little more clear to you.
I think maybe at this point, like Linkrung and May and Ray Romano catch up.
No,
Haru, what are you doing?
No, they don't actually.
Like
They're still
They
for
don't.
some reason
They're still farther back. Okay.
They seem the same distance that they were.
Interesting.
Can we see him?
You see Teto, Kiamsen, and Haru still walking a distance in front of you forward.
But we don't see Haru stopping at the wall.
Oh no, you see him just walking.
Huh, okay. Awesome. There's like nothing we can do.
What do I see? What do I see if I look at Yemsen and Teto?
They've, because you stopped to make this wall, they're still walking in front of you.
We're just having the best old time. Teto's just impressing Gimson.
Yeah, you see Teto and Game Center just like talking as
I'll just be like, hey, Teto.
Teto, you do hear that.
And then I dropped the groundhog onto the pirate ship. It was great. It went all the way down there. I think you'd be really proud of me.
Teto, do you hear that?
Teto, as you turn, suddenly you see Haru standing next to an opening that he's made in this wall a little bit far off behind you. As suddenly the vines on the wall begin to latch out and are about to grab him and pull him into that doorway. You also notice this, Haru, obviously you notice it because they're pulling you.
Yeah.
And he says, Haru, watch out.
I think instinctually they just like throw up like stone pillars to try and cut these vines.
I like it. I like it. Give me a push your luck.
That's a 9.
A 9.
It's a 9.
Okay. Okay. It's in help zone if you want to bring it to a 10 toucher, but if not, that's fine.
I can help.
Yeah. What do you do to help? It seems like you're just trying to like reclose the doorway, Haru, to try to like cut
No,
off these
I'm
vines.
cutting. No. Well, I think they're smaller pillars. It's not closing the whole door.
Okay, yeah. I like it. Just to slice off the vines trying to grab you. All right, what do you do, Teto?
Yep.
I think Teto is going to, he's not done this before, but he's going to shoot out an air blast, but it's going to be extremely thin to see if he can slice through the vines between the wall and Haru.
All right, I like it. Yeah, so go ahead and mark a fatigue. So we can bring that push your luck to a 10. So you do it, but it costs you to scrape by, but your boldness pays off despite the cost. Lucky opportunity falls in your lap. So with the help of Teto, you're able to cut off these vines, Haru.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it cost you to scrape by? You cut off your hand.
Ow! Ouch! Ow!
You weren't using that hand, were you?
I need both my hands.
I love it. As you chop off this vine, you feel the earth and the walls around you begin to like shake. As the vines just around the three of you on the wall, on the walls begin to like wriggle rapidly. We let's real quick cut to Linkrong and May. You hear this commotion, but it's as you're following your three friends, it's down another pathway that turns off. You hear like Teto yell something, and you hear the voice of Haru. But as you turn to go there, you see behind you and in the path in front of you where your friends were, the white mist begin to envelop the path and quickly start making their way towards you. If you don't act fast, the mists will envelop the both of you.
Okay, that's not good. I hop on Ray Romano.
You can name it whatever you want.
Well, it's easier to say than a Panther Ray because I keep forgetting.
I love it.
Like, come on, Link.
Chad all over again.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Shit. Totally forgot about Chad.
Miss Chad every day of my life.
This is the out of character nickname for the Panther Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that again. Let's not ride that horse too many times.
So you hop on Ray.
Yeah.
Ling.
And I reach out my hand for Ling.
Yeah, I mean she'll reach up and jump up on behind you, and then I think she'll sort of try to like push out the mist to the best of her ability, and like keep the path between us open.
And Mabel try to get Ray Romano to move forward like a little faster without hurting him.
I think I want to push your luck from each of you.
Okay.
So let's do May's push your luck first.
Yeah.
Or maybe forgo 2, and if Linkrug needs to help, that's
11.
Yeah. 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 Yep. It's a lucky opportunity. Cost you to scrape by. Let's see. I want you to help inform both the lucky opportunity and the cost. I want to see Linkrong's result.
got to be so good with those stats, right, Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good.
You're
Oh,
always
it's with
glowing.
passion. One of
So
my
passion,
best.
which is one of your
stats.
best stats.
Right. So that's a 3.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
really good.
good.
That is pretty good. Yeah, so
Can I fall off?
yeah, I think so because of that. And also I think that also informs how, because May said that she wanted to not just get on her panther way and get out, but also reaches a hand out to grab Ling. So you reach your hand out and you grab Ling, but Ling is unable to stop the mist from enveloping you guys. And for a second, the mist fully envelops the two of you, May and Ling. But May, you emerge from the mist on your panther way with Ling's hand in yours. And as you get away from the mist, you turn and it's now just still behind you. And as you turn to your hand that grasps Ling, and you see this eerily hand-looking vine that you're just holding on to.
I'm like, oh man. So
As
I just kind of look back as we're like moving forward. I'm like, just trying to decide whether or not I should
yeah,
go back. Should is it okay if I assess the situation? Or is there no time? Like it's all moving
sure.
quickly.
I mean, the mist has stopped now. You just see this wall of like mist behind you.
Okay. Oh, never mind. No, it's this. It's gonna stop in. Okay, how far ahead are the rest of them? Can I see them anymore?
I think now at this point, yeah, you notice your three friends. You see Haru right next to a wall. It's just a little bit in the distance. You can't really see what's going on, but you see them ahead of you. Strangely, down this new path where you thought you were following them down the previous path.
All right, so I kind of yell and go, "Hey, I lost Ling."
Yeah, and Teto, Haru, you guys turn. You see May just in front of this wall of fog behind her. Say that.
We're kind of dealing with something here.
Can I see what they're doing, or is it just like they're too far ahead?
Yeah. They're just sort of standing there, and you can see them. I think I've took some time to think about Haru's lucky opportunity. I think the lucky opportunity. Tell me if this is not good enough, but I think Teto feels a change in the wind, and it instead begins taking him through the doorway that Haru has opened.
Interesting.
I think May, come to us. Where's Ling?
And then I just look back at the wall of the mist.
Yeah,
And,
and you see the mist begin to dissipate as there's just a stone wall there now.
Great. She was right behind me.
Oh no. I was really sure we weren't going to get separated.
All right. Ling can take care of herself. I hope.
Gimson, what should we do?
Kiamson goes, I have a feeling Haru is right. I think Ling is more than capable. As I said, I think we just must follow the path put in front of us.
I hear you saying that, and it makes sense in my mind to keep going, but something's telling me that, Haru, I think that we should go through that door that you just opened. I don't know what it is, but I think that's the right thing to do.
If you think that's the path we should take, then
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Hey. Look at me. Calm down. You got this. Where do we go?
Can I like catch up to them now? Because I feel like I was
Yeah,
a
you
bit
can,
away.
you and your Panther Ray at this point catch up to them, and yeah, you're able to see the doorway the highway has opened, along with some like vines that have been cut off. And at this point now, because after you've ran away from that mist, you do take notice at the ever rumbling earth around you now, and the vines wriggling around you.
Don't worry about the vines. Don't worry about the earth. Where do you feel like we should go, Teto?
I'm really torn.
You're not. You know exactly where we need to go. Trust yourself.
And
Mm.
let's go through the door.
All right. There we go.
That seemed like that's I mean, guide and comfort has guide in it. It seemed a lot like a guide and comfort from Haru.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the greatest at that, but that's still a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, I rolled a 10. 10 minus 1.
Heck yeah.
Love it.
I
Love
think
it
I'm
when
and
the
it's-
dice support the role playing.
Yeah, and it sounds like that Tato embraced it.
I do. And with that, I'm going to clear a condition. The condition I have marked is afraid.
Nice. Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Story
And-
making sense.
And Haru, you can ask a Tato a question that they must answer honestly. Where is she?
I feel like narratively it doesn't make sense to ask a question right now. It's a little
Yeah.
tense.
Yeah.
Will
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
give him a hold?
But
Danny,
yeah,
can you hold?
yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Hold that. Because I think at this point, as we see the 4 of you, 5 of you counting the Panther Way, walk through this small doorway that Haru has created, we cut to a scene of just white. As Ling's face comes into frame, as all you see is just white around you. When eventually the mist around you dissipates and you find that you're alone.
Well, that figures.
And once again, that familiar scent begins to waft over your nose as it's coming from one of the pathways.
Well, I know that's not right. And she just goes a different way.
I love it. I think there's something about this sense. I said earlier that it puts you into somewhat of a trance state. But I think there's something about this smell that is gripping at you. And so I think I want to roll to try to push yourself away from walking the other direction.
What do you want me to roll?
I think it seems to me that Ling Rong is pretty proficient in fighting her like self desires, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe she's getting better at it.
That's the whole point of her character.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it's either rely on your skills and training or a push your luck. Maybe following this scent, she's able to tap into something she's a little more familiar with. And so I think it would be rely on your skills and training.
Yeah, I think there's something to the idea of like denying what she wants to do what
Yeah.
she thinks
Also-
is required of her.
Don't forget to mark growth because you rolled a 3.
I did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just roll, right? Wait,
Yes.
it is push my luck, right?
I think it was rely on your skills and training is what I said.
Okay. Okay. -2, 6.
6. Fortunately, no one's here to help you.
I just realized before I rolled a 1, not a 3. because I forgot the -2 from guilty.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I rolled another failure, so you know what that means. Second luck.
Yeah, I think what you do is I think you do try to like turn away from the scent, but then you find that the direction you chose to walk into is now where the scent's coming from. And I think maybe like you keep being like, what the heck? And you keep turning down new directions and you just feel the scent getting stronger and stronger.
Okay, fine. And
Where eventually, as you're now like probably fast walking down these winding pathways, you notice that the moss-covered stone walls, the moss and vine-covered stone walls begin to form into wood as you find yourself below deck of a ship, a very familiar ship, a ship that you know as the Smiling Wolffish. As you enter in to the galley, where you see Simon sitting there stirring a pot, smiling at you as he beckons to you. Oh, long time, Ling. I'm making your favorite. As he lifts a ladle toward you to smell.
I smell it.
It smells wonderful. It smells just how you remember.
It smells great, Uncle Simon. Thank you.
We've missed you, dear. At this point, you see Musubi, the ship's teacher, and probably the person closest to a father that you've ever had, come up behind Simon, put one arm around the cook and the other on the top of your head as he scruffles your head a little bit.
Okay, all right. You don't need to do that. That's not necessary.
Can you describe both like the general appearance of both Simon and Musubi?
Yeah, so Simon is kind of like this really tall, lighter skinned, light kind of brownish blonde hair. Probably from the Earth Nation. He looks kind of hard to place. Not super clear. But yeah, really tall, very green eyes, light brown hair, lighter skin. Musubi is this sort of like really stocky, probably like a firebender, but with like of at least that's his like ethnicity. But just like really stocky. And like darker skin than most firebenders. Yeah. So dark, as a firebender, dark hair, like black hair. It's cropped pretty short. Yeah, that's the two of them.
I love it. And they both let out a little bit of a chuckle as they just take a few moments to just look at you, and they're smiling, just nodding their head as if like they haven't seen you in a really long time, and they haven't.
So, right. Why are we here?
We knew you'd ask that question, Ling. Musubi speaks out. There's a reason you're here. I hope you know that.
Yes. I think I huffed too much of the magic mist. And now
at this point Simon speaks and goes, Your friends and you, the path that you take is the one laid for you, but it doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Right.
And then
Simon
and then Musubi speaks out and goes, I think you know what must be done, Ling, once you encounter that danger. And Simon speaks out, I think you know that you must fight for them, Ling. And at this point, they both say at the same time in complete unison in order to protect them.
Okay, that didn't go so well the last time. Just throwing it out there. I don't think that's very good advice.
I'm attempting to shift your balance towards restoration.
Okay, let's go.
So you can deny that, or not deny it. You can resist shifting your balance, or you can just do it.
think yeah, I think I have to resist.
So roll. You just roll.
I just roll.
Yeah, you're not troubled, so you don't get a -2 to resist shifting your balance. It is the only condition that you don't have marked.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
no.
And you know what? It doesn't even matter because I just rolled a 5.
Oh no. So on a miss, they know just what to say to throw you off balance. Mark a condition. And the GM shifts your balance twice.
So which one are you? Which condition are you marking, Danny? Let the people know.
So the only one you have left troubled. So I think from now on, next time you mark a condition, you'll get thrown off, huh?
Yeah,
That is true.
You'll get taken out.
And go
Yeah.
ahead and shift your current balance to +1 restoration because you're currently at +1 reinvention.
Mhm.
As now they say talking in complete unison, which for some reason, Ling, you find you're not as taken aback as us, the audience, think you should be of this. But both Wasubi and Simon talking in unison say, "You must not hold back, Ling. When the danger comes, you need to throw everything you have at them."
I can't do that.
You'll find, as this point, you notice them begin to like almost like you just shift away from you as the whole like scene of the galley begins shifting away from you as their voices begin getting farther away as they say, "You'll find you'll have no other choice, Ling, 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 Ling," as they echo, and you find you're just in blackness now as your heart rate begins to speed up rapidly because it's almost as if you're closing your eyes, but you can still, as you look at your hands, you can still see your hands.
Oh, that figures. Never given a choice, anyways.
Oh yeah. Yes, Sam pointed out in the private chat. It's still a failed roll, so you also mark a growth from resist shifting your balance.
This time I marked like a classical growth last time. This time I'm gonna mark it's a reconciliation.
Nice.
Track on
Ling, you still find yourself in this blackness where suddenly there's a spark of light in the distance. But rather than like light, what you thought it originally was, it seems to be this white figure as it begins rapidly approaching you. As there's this, what looks to be a massive moth with its wings furled out, begins rushing towards you. As you blink and you're back in the maze.
This place sucks.
And we'll end it there. With Ling saying this place sucks.
I'm picturing almost like the camera like zooming up to like an overview and like each of the groups walking in different directions.
And it's one of those things where like they're like so close from the audience's point of view. You're like, oh. I love
or
it.
Like on the other side of a wall or something. Yeah.
Very fun. We'll have to see what's in store next week. What else does the maze hold?
I don't want to.
I mean, I really want to.
I do. I'm just joking. I really want to know. I want all of us to get separated.
I love it. Sam's like, no.
Oh, I want that too.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, Justin, do you have anything for the folks back home? Thank you. No, thank you.
Hey.
No, thank you.
Hey.
No.
Listeners, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, listeners and watchers.
And if you're interested in supporting us, check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/Dustfire Media. That's it. Check out this next week. Check out our Heroes by Hearthlight fantasy game campaign.
Every other Sunday.
Root coming up, right?
Root.
Yes.
Next Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of irons in the fire.
Oh, things going on.
Watch us. We tell fun stories, I think. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Stick your cat gators.